comfortable inhale feels like. Lengthen your exhale so it's almost twice as long. Okay, and as you breathe into your body, just let go a little bit more with each exhale. And give yourselves a chance just to arrive and relax in your body. With your breath, right? So whether bolster is underneath knees or whether the legs are elevated, feel your hips growing a little heavier into the floor. Even feel like the thigh bones drop down into your hip sockets. Let any tension or tightness or stress that you might be carrying in your shoulders and your neck release as well. And feel free, of course, as you relax here and as you exhale to always know there's the option for exhaling through your mouth. And then if it calls to you and feels, somewhat effortless, you can put a pause after the bottom of your exhale. And just let yourself let go a little bit more. So we're getting a little bit of distance from whatever is most predominant in your life and whatever this day has held for you already. I think of this often as the practice of non-attachment, of being willing to, let go and detach ourselves from anything that is most predominant. This is one of the ways that Patanjali offers us, to keep the mind steady. Is really through the practice of practice and non-attachment. Right? And this means, remember, that it doesn't mean that you don't care or that things don't matter or that you're not involved in some way. But that you remember that whatever is going on isn't necessarily a way to define like who and what you are. Right, so as we step into our practice and onto our mats, we start to remember like all of the things that we are. And especially as you exhale and hold the breath out, maybe a little bit more as you exhale. And feel what maybe that brings up. Even in the act of letting go. And though, it's something we talk about all the time, it's not necessarily easy. And doesn't always come naturally. And will, of course, always depend on what it is. Some things very easy to let go of and others much harder. And then you can even notice how like a longer exhale and possibly even that pause gives rise to a deeper inhale. So start now to build your inhale breath. And if it calls to you or feels again a little effortless, you might put a pause at the top of your inhale as well. So now already you're establishing in the pranic body, the physical body, the 4-part breath. It's very loose. You don't have to make it super super equal all the way around. Just trust your intuition. And as you pause the breath both at the top and the bottom, notice if you can also pause your mind. Again, we get a little bit of space from whatever is predominant in the mind, whatever has been kind of ruminating or circulating through the mind. And it's that lower part of the mind that we start to release and let go of as we kind of become more attuned, maybe even attached to the higher part of the mind. So there's always attachment at play. But it becomes the willingness, at least this is my understanding of non-attachment, is the willingness to remember that anything you're attached to is not the essence of you. That you are far beyond all of the ways you could explain that or understand that, and that what really you are is beyond words, beyond almost comprehension. In many ways, it is a vibration. It is that which is in all things, everywhere, at all times. That resonates through the sound of Om. Patanjali would call that the pranava. Just take like 4 more breaths like this. Remember, nice full inhale, possibly a pause at the top of your breath, a long exhale, possibly a pause at the bottom. Again, notice those little spaces that you can create and even expand upon. And wherever you are, do 1 more breath like this. Big inhale to fill up, and a pause, and a long, slow exhale to release, and a pause. Now move the attention back to the body and start to move the fingers and toes. Maybe run the thumb along the tip of the fingers, wiggle your toes, rotate your ankles and wrists. And as you feel your body breathe in next, extend your arms up and over your head. On your exhale, let your arms relax towards the floor. Take another big breath in as you reach out of the waist, and on your exhale, bring your hands to the third eye center. And take a moment to focus the mind. So there's, yes, an intention that comes from the higher mind, but oftentimes can be a tool for the lower mind. You can maybe even think of the intention as a way to keep your lower mind from taking over. To remember the higher picture, the bigger, more expansive understanding, and this kind of soul level goal, if you will, of realizing the self. So any intention that helps you stay connected, something you'd like to align with or call in some way. See or sense it here in your mind's eye, and take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. And now a moment to dedicate your practice to remember the light of your heart and all that you dedicate your practice to, everyone you carry with you. Take an inhale breath here, and as you exhale, release your hands down to the legs.
Just rest your hands to the hip joints here for a moment. Feel free to rub the hands in a circle a few times, one way and then the other. And then just kind of let the weight of your hands rest on your pelvis. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, bend your knees. Place your feet onto your bolster. And then just wave your knees from side to side a little bit. You can keep your hands to the hips if you like, or move them onto the belly, or even out by the sides. And you can, of course, go over towards the right and the left as far as feels comfortable for you. Breathe in and out. The next time the knees come to center, just hold them there. And as you exhale, pull just the right knee into your chest. And rotate your right foot around in a circle. A couple times in one direction and then go the other way. Breathe in and out, right? Exhale as you hug the knee to the chest. Release, place your right foot back onto the bolster and pull your left knee in. Give it a nice little squeeze here and rotate your foot around in a circle, one way and then the other. And then just hold, inhale and exhale, pull the knee in. Release it back down onto your bolster and then roll gently over to the right or the left. And rest for a moment there. Use your upper arm like a little pillow for your head, the opposite hand to the floor in front of your heart. Take a big breath into the back of the body. And as you exhale, let everything go. And just take one more breath in, and as you exhale, press the floor away and come up to a seated position. Cross your ankles gently and place your hands to the tops of your knees. Just sit up nice and tall. Reach up through the crown of the head, down through the sitting bones. And for a moment, just trace your awareness up and down the length of your spine. Good. Now take an inhale and reach up tall through the crown of your head. As you exhale, gently drop your chin to your chest. And pause for a moment here. Feel free to gently move your head from side to side. Kind of trace the collarbone with your chin. And breathe in and out. Take an inhale, then exhale an ear to a shoulder. And stay there. Feel free to move around a little bit. Like open the throat or tuck the chin in. Turn it up towards the sky or down towards the chest or any other movement that calls to you here. And take an inhale. As you exhale, move the head back, the throat open. Let your head move from side to side here to send the shoulders away from the ears. If it's more comfortable for you to have the hands behind you or by the sides of the hips, you're welcome to do that. And then move your ear to the opposite shoulder now. You can also sit up on your bolster if sitting cross-legged is uncomfortable, right? You can tuck the chin in or turn open towards the sky. Really just imagine like your movements opening all the muscles in your neck and your jaw. Drop the chin to the chest and we'll rotate the head around in a full circle now. Notice if your hands tense up at all and see if you can relax. And then inhale and exhale, move your head the opposite way. Just nice and slow. Good, and then one more inhale, one more exhale, bring your head back to center. For a moment, once again, just land, kind of trace your awareness up and down the spine, and then take another inhale to lengthen. As you exhale, now twist. Whichever way you want to go first is fine. One hand comes to the floor behind you, the other hand onto your knee. Lengthen up tall through the crown of your head, and as you exhale, look gently over your back shoulder. Root and ground the opposite hip to the earth. So whichever way you're turning, move the opposite hip down. Take one more breath in here and one more breath out. Inhale, come back to center. As you exhale, turn the other way. Again, lengthen up through the crown of your head, and as you exhale to look over your back shoulder, ground the opposite hip to the floor. Notice your breathing, right? One more inhale and one more exhale. And we'll release and come back to center as you breathe in, exhale, and pause. And I'll have you now extend your right leg forward and fold your left foot in. So left foot to the inner thigh of the right leg. You can move the foot forward if it's sensitive on your knee. And then take your hands around either side of your right leg, or you have your blocks here if you want to use your blocks. You can have your bolster if you want to set up your little blocks, bolster on top of your blocks. Right. We'll flex the right foot and lengthen up tall through the crown of your head, and as you exhale, just gently fold forward. And breathe in and breathe out. Good. Remember, we want to support the places that hold a lot of weight. So your arms, right, your hands, those often can, of course, pull the shoulders down. So we want to work also to strengthen the back, drawing the shoulder blades onto the back as your heart opens. And then remember, we want to fold more and more at the waist rather than at the shoulders. So pull the belly button in. Keep your right foot flexing as you fold. And then see if you can keep all of that, but still remain somewhat detached. You've created the structure, but let go of like the outcome of what the structure will give. Just allow yourself to be in it and to notice and feel and let the gifts be revealed to you. Just a few more breaths here. Could you lift your heart just a little bit higher and then broaden the collarbones and hinge forward a little bit more? Beautiful. Take one more breath in here and one more breath out. And inhale, gently come back up to seated, exhale and pause. I'll have you change out your legs. So left leg forward, right foot in. Again, you can bring the foot as far up towards the pelvis as feels comfortable for your knee. Hands onto your blocks, your bolster, the floor, and you'll take an inhale through the crown of the head, flex the left foot, and as you exhale, fold forward. Just breathe in and breathe out. Remember, there's not necessarily like a goal, right? I mean, you might come in with a goal. There might be like a part of you that seeks something from practice, that knows, oh, I find peace in this place, or I can connect to myself, or whatever that might be. And that's fine. Yes, that's true. But I would probably kind of argue that it's less about you like seeking that and more about it being revealed. And not always, right? Not every practice garners the exact same thing. And that's really the point more than anything, especially when Patanjali is talking of releasing the outcome of the effort. Because you never really know what something will give if you already have in your mind what you're going to get from it. Right? And so we quell the mind and kind of let go of any expectation so that we can really take advantage of all of the beautiful gifts that come. The ones we maybe are used to or we see quite often, and the ones that maybe are a little more unique. So just two more breaths here. Maybe lift the heart a little bit more. Good. Let your shoulders roll back and down and fold a little deeper. Stay for one more inhale and one more exhale. Inhale, then come back up to seated. Exhale, pause. Now we'll bring the soles of the feet together, but you're going to slide them forward. Enough that you can get yourself some space just to move around into the torso. So rotating one direction a few times. And then pause, you'll go the other way. Similar to kind of how we move around into the body and kind of dig through to notice what's there. It's the same thing happening in the psyche. Come up to seated on your inhale, lift, open the heart, and then exhale, fold forward. Take your hands down towards your feet. Your ankles, elbows can rest to the shins or the inner calves. And then let your head descend and kind of trace your awareness from the crown of the head to the tailbone, from the tailbone back to the crown of the head. Just take one more inhale breath here and one more exhale. Inhale, pull the navel in and kind of lean back, slide the hands up the fronts of the shins. Take your hands to the tops of the knees or fronts of the knees and roll the shoulders back as you lift your gaze towards the ceiling. Take a big breath in here, and now as you exhale, roll the shoulders forward, scoop the tail, tuck the chin in. Inhale again, lift open the heart, broaden the collarbones, gaze forward and up. Exhale and curl in. One more time, just like that on your inhale breath. And exhale, curl in. Come up to seated, then inhale, release the hands behind you and turn your fingers to face forward. And then extend the legs straight out in front of you and wave your feet from side to side. So a little internal, external rotation with your femurs. Bring your feet back to center. Push forward through your feet and lift open the heart. Put a little weight in your hands, maybe even bend your elbows as you scoop the shoulder blades onto the back. Yeah, take one more inhale breath here and one more exhale. Good, and then inhale, come back onto the sitting bones. I'll have you bend your knees, sweep your feet to one side, and come onto the hands and the knees now. Take a moment to move into the hips a little bit. So you can shift them from side to side, rotate the hips around in a circle. Just explore in whatever way feels comfortable for you. There's no like right or wrong in any of this, right? Good. Take another inhale, another exhale. Bring yourself back to center, nice neutral spine, and I'll have you walk the hands forward and come onto your elbows. You can use your blocks for this as well if you want. Place your forearm on your blocks. It will help you take the posture a little bit deeper potentially. So just notice that if there's stuff with the shoulders, you might just keep your elbows on the floor. Then you're gonna lift your heart forward and kind of lengthen the arms, maybe even straighten the arms a little bit. And you'll start to soften the heart down for the ground. So remember, in our practice, we're working to strike a very fine balance in lots of aspects. Physically speaking, in any pose, it's to keep the structure of the posture while also allowing there to come in some depth or flexibility. So you want to notice that, especially in the shoulders here, that they are connected, right, to the back of the body, drawn in, but not too open. That there is some release and depth that's attained, but that it also feels supported and structured. Just a few more breaths here. Imagine the heart kind of gathering all of the things that you're ready to release, and as you exhale, you just kind of feel them drop from the heart center down into the floor. Remember that we carry the things, yes, of our own selves, but oftentimes we carry the things of others. And so we'll release those things through the body and into earth as well. Stay here, one more inhale and one more exhale. And then we'll come all the way forward onto your belly. So however you want to get onto the front of the body. When you do come down onto the ground, stack your hands, rest your forehead to your hands, And just pause here. You can kind of wiggle your hips from side to side, or feel free to bend your knees and drop your feet from side to side. Breathe in and out. Then wherever you are, just extend the legs straight down onto the ground behind you, and everybody take a big breath in through your nose. Hold your breath at the top and exhale through your mouth. Relax your shoulders, your neck, and your jaw. Do that again. Inhale, fill up. Hold the breath. Exhale it all out. Beautiful. One more time like that on your inhale. Fill up all the way. Hold the breath. Then exhale it all out. And breathe in and breathe out here. All right. So you're going to keep your upper body just as it is. We're going to start to draw the legs together and spread the tops of the toes. Now on your inhale, just lift your right leg up and off the floor. Your head will stay connected to your hands, and as you exhale, you'll lower your foot back down. Do the opposite side. Root the toes of the right foot into the floor, lift the left foot up, and then exhale, lower. Now both legs lift away from the floor. We'll keep the knees straight as the feet extend behind you. Exhale, lower them down. And do that again. Inhale, the right leg lifts. Exhale, it lowers. Inhale, the left leg lifts. Remember, reaching back. Exhale, lower. Both legs lift from the earth. Exhale and lower them down. We'll do one more time through. Just the right leg on your inhale. Feel the knee and the thigh maybe come off the floor. Exhale, lower. And then the left side, again, the knee and the thigh can lift. Exhale, lower. And now both legs on your inhale and hold. Hold the posture, but not your breath, right? Exhale everything out. And one more inhale to maybe lift a little bit higher with both feet. And as you exhale, lower them to the ground. Bring your head up, the hands underneath your shoulders, and we'll push back into child's pose now. Knees as wide as your mat, your big toes to touch. Sit your hips back over your heels and maybe just rock your torso from side to side a little. Breathe in and out. Take just one more inhale breath here and one more exhale, and then I'll have you lift up just enough you can walk your hands over to the left as far as feels comfortable. Plant your right palm to the floor. You can stack the right hand on top of the left as you stretch down the right side body. Hips are heavy over your heels, right? Take an inhale and exhale. One more big breath in and one more breath out. Inhale, come back through center. Walk the hands over to the right as far as you can go. Left palm plants to the floor or stacks on top of the right, and your awareness traces up and down the spine. Think of the breath that moves through the body as a way to refill places that are depleted, to release energy from places that are kind of overflowing. Come back into balance. Just one more breath in and out. Walk the hands back through center on your inhale and exhale, pause. And then come back onto the hands and the knees and bring your knees all the way together. And pause here. Extend the right leg back behind you and lift your foot up and off the floor. Just rotate your foot around in a circle a few times. Breathe in and out. Take an inhale, lift your heel and lift your gaze, and on your exhale, pull the knee into the chest, draw your nose to your knee. Inhale, extend the leg. If you like, reach right arm forward. Left arm forward, and then exhale, pull in. Good, do that again, either just the leg or the arm and the leg. Inhale and exhale, pull in. Good, do it one more time on your inhale, reach forward and back, exhale and pull in. Good, then extend on your inhale and hold here before you release. Kick back through your heel, reach forward through your hand. See if you can relax some of the effort for another inhale, and then exhale, set your hand and your knee to the ground. Good, switch sides, left leg back. Lift the foot from the floor and rotate your ankle one way and then the other. Good, lift your foot a little bit, lift open the front of the chest, exhale, pull the knee in. Draw nose to knee, then extend the leg if you like. Now right arm forward, then exhale, pull in. Either just the leg or arm and leg, right? Inhale, extend. Exhale, pull in. Good, one more time like that on your inhale, reach and stretch, exhale and pull everything in towards the center. Then extend on your inhale and hold here. Point your toes down. Gaze for the earth, nice long spine. Pull the belly button and another inhale. And then exhale, set everything onto the floor. Good, drop your belly, lift your gaze. Now open the front of the heart. Round your back as you exhale, push the floor away. Good, and then inhale to neutral spine and exhale, walk your hands back to your knees. Lift your arms to the sky as you breathe in next. And exhale your hands to your heart center. Place your hands to the back of the pelvis a little bit and squeeze the shoulder blades together. Your elbows kind of hug in. You press your hips forward, take an inhale, lift the heart, and exhale, start to lean back. So really like a baby camel. Nothing too intense, a little squeeze for the back of the body. Let your shoulders relax back and down as you reach through the crown of your head, and stay for just one more inhale and one more exhale. Good, inhale, come up to center or kneeling, exhale and pause. Then release your hands, extend them to the sky and interlace the fingers above the crown of your head. Draw your thumbs and your pinkies in so everything starts to come towards the midline of the body. And you'll pull in from the lower abdomen and root through your knees, shins, tops of feet, as oppositely you lift up through the spine, the crown, the hands. Good, notice the core, right? Pull the belly button in as you exhale and just stay for one more breath in. One more breath out. Good, inhale, lengthen up as you exhale, lower your hands to your hips. And now step the right foot forward to the top of your mat. And we'll come into low lunge here. So hands to the earth under your shoulders. You're gonna sit up nice and tall as you bend the right knee. Your hands can come onto your blocks, but see if you can lighten the load in your hands. So they're just like there as a, like lifting the floor towards your hands, if you will. Just a touchstone. Ground down through the top of your left foot and roll the shoulders back and down so your heart is real open. Breathe in and out. If it feels better, you can also take your hands to the top of the knee. Just wherever you are, not too much pressure in your hands, right? You breathe in and out. Notice the root through your left foot, kind of ground the top of the left toes down as you bend the right knee, stretch a little deeper into the front of the left hip. Take one more inhale breath here and one more exhale. Straighten your right leg and shift your hips back. Your hands now will rest on the blocks as you kick the ball of your right foot from the floor. Okay, we're gonna do a little external rotation here. So inhale, point your toes to the sky, and as you exhale, turn the toes out towards the right. Bring your toes back to center on your inhale, and do that again to the right outside. Feel yes at the foot that turns, but notice, inhale the toes to the ceiling, exhale, notice it move at your hip joint. Now hold the toes as they turn out towards the right, as far as it will go. Lift into the front of the chest, and as you exhale, fold forward. Take one more breath in and one more breath out. Notice if there's tension in the jaw or the shoulders or anything. Good. Bring your foot back to center. Now we'll do internal rotation. So take your toes towards the left. Bring them back to center on your inhale and do it again as you exhale, turn the foot. Think again of the femur bone, right? Inhale again, the toes point up, and then exhale, turn to the left. Now hold here. Stretch back into your hips as you exhale, fold hinging at your waist. Just one more inhale here. One more exhale. Point your toes back to the sky, take a breath in and a breath out, and then step onto your right foot. Lift your left knee from the floor, come into low lunge, and just pause here for a moment. Kind of pulse back through your left heel. Breathe in and out. Hold your lunge as you reach back through the heel, forward through the front of the heart. Take an inhale. And now as you exhale, straighten your right leg and step the left foot forward. So you come into pyramid pose. Both legs are straight now. Your left foot is back behind you. The toes turn out at an angle. And you'll lengthen through the crown of your head toward the front of the room. Move your right hip back a little and your left hip forward. Take a breath in and a breath out. Good. Broaden the collarbones and kind of draw the shoulder blades onto your back as you breathe into the chest. And then maybe fold over your right leg just a little further. Good. Step up to the top of your mat now. Inhale. And exhale, fold. Bring your hands to your shins, lift up halfway. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale and fold over both legs. Good, pull the navel in again. Inhale, halfway lift. Reach forward, broaden the collarbones. Exhale, fold. And one more time, just like that, halfway lift. Inhale, lengthen, broaden the collarbones. Exhale and fold forward. Good, and then just relax your upper body and give your head a little nod, yes. A shake, no. Relax your shoulders a little bit here. Take a breath in and a breath out. Feel free to rock the weight a little bit forward and back, side to side. So along with like non-attachment for whatever's going on mentally, we try the same with the body. Understanding, yes, I'm sure we've all found an alignment that feels really good in one way or another, either that it's like really challenging or that it's maybe not so. That it creates sensation or it alleviates. And so it becomes like a release of the attachment that it has to be one over the other and an awakening for whatever it is now. Right, take one more breath in and one more breath out. And we'll come all the way to standing now. So let your arms be heavy and kind of curl the spine as you roll all the way up to stand. And then when you get to standing, just rotate your shoulders around a few times. In fact, start to make the shoulder rolls move into like elbows as they lift and rotate around, and then eventually into the arms that stretch overhead and around. Soften the knees and root into the earth. You can go both arms at the same time. You can go one arm at a time. Up to you. Let's go one more around this direction. And then pause, and you'll take the arms to rotate the opposite way a few times. Again, both at the same time or one at a time. Inhale as the arms reach back and up, and exhale them down, forward and down. One more time on your inhale, and exhale, let them relax by the sides. And then just shake your arms out a little bit. Okay. So next one, you're going to lift your shoulders up towards your ears. And then let them drop. Do that again. Inhale. And gather all the tension. And let it go. Do it 3 more. And then just give a little shake out through your arms, a little shake out through your legs. Okay, inhale, extend the arms to the sky again. Reach up nice and tall, and on your exhale, fold forward. Lift up halfway. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And now you'll step your right foot back. We're going to take pyramid pose from here. So don't step all the way back like lunge, just like halfway back like pyramid. Okay, and we want, we want right foot back. Left foot forward, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Is that where we are? All right, good. Everything looked a little turned around to me. Just that, okay, so you're gonna lengthen out of your waist. Breathe into the heart, and as you exhale, fold forward. And then think about moving your left hip back and kind of expanding the space from the hips to the ribs. Lift your left hip up towards the sky a little and draw your right hip forward and then a little down. Just stay here for a few more breaths. Kind of pull the navel in as you lengthen through the crown and then fold forward on your exhale. Okay, stay one more breath in here. One more breath out. Good. Now you will step your back foot back a little bit more. So right foot steps all the way back as you come into low lunge. Bend the left knee and pause there for a moment. Take an inhale and exhale. Take another breath in and then gently lower your right knee to the ground. And we straighten the left leg. Kick the ball of your left foot up and off the floor. Breathe in and breathe out. Now we're just going to rotate the foot, right? So inhale here, lengthen, point your toes up. Exhale, we'll go out to the side. So towards Broadway, a little external rotation. Inhale, the toes point up. And exhale, they point out. Again, like that, inhale, the toes point up. Exhale, they point out to the side, and now hold here. Think of lengthening, of course, through your hip, through your foot. Relax again the shoulders, neck, and jaw. Take another inhale and one more exhale. Bring your toes back to center, and now we go internal, so toward the right. Inhale back to center with your foot. Exhale the toes to the right again. And then one more time like that on your inhale, and exhale, turn in. Now hold as far over toward the right as you can go, but move your outer right hip back a little bit. Oh my gosh, breath in and breath out. Good, point your toes back up towards the sky. Hold here, a breath in and a breath out. And now we'll bend the left knee. Take the hands to the top of the blocks or hands to the top of the thigh. And then bend the left knee nice and deep, and we'll stretch into the front of the right hip here. You're going to move the shoulders back, the chest back, pull the navel in, and bend a little deeper. Root down through the top of the right big toenail. Push the foot into the floor. Another breath in, another breath out. Good. And then one more inhale and one more exhale. Great. Shift your hips back and tuck your left knee under. Come back to kneeling. And then hands to the hips again. Walk the hands to the back of the pelvis. You can, if you want, take your block in between your inner thighs for this. We'll do the same variation of camel pose we did before. You can go a little deeper or experience the block if you want to use that. You'll hug in with your inner thighs. Lift your heart up towards the ceiling and start to lean back. Now, tempting to let your head drop back and your throat open. But instead, see if you can descend the shoulders behind the back of the heart and lengthen from like the back of the neck. Like, what would that feel like to not have to be driven from the senses always? More from your intuitive self, more trust from the back of the body. Good. Take one more inhale breath here and one more exhale. And then inhale back up to center, exhale, pause. Bring the knees together and your feet slightly apart. And then you'll sit your hips right down between your heels. And you can use your block to support behind the backs of the hips. And breathe in and out. Good. Broaden the collarbones a little bit. Lengthen up through the crown of the head. Take an inhale. Extend the arms to the sides. Maybe reach them back behind you. Then wrap your right elbow under the left. Cross at elbows and then at wrists. Remember, you can always bring hands to shoulders. Lift your elbows a little bit, but descend the shoulders back and down. Stay connected to your core. Pull the belly button in and lengthen the low back. Send your tailbone towards the floor. Take another inhale breath here. And another exhale. Beautiful. Release your arms, extend them out to the sides. Take a big breath in. And then do the other side. Wrap left elbow under right. Good. Breathe in and breathe out. First and foremost, lift the elbows a little bit. And then descend the shoulders and tap into the core. Pull the belly button and the root down through your sitting bones. Breathe in and out. So no matter what happens or where we are, we establish within the practice a bit of detachment. The part of you that is watching and witnessing rather than the one experiencing. Release your arms on your inhale, extend them out. Exhale and lower the hands down. Just pause here for a moment. You can rest your hands to the tops of the thighs. We recognize through practice and through experience of practice that all of these sensations come and they go. That the things we identify with come in and move out. And so we want to release the attachment on the things that are temporary, the things that are not steady or stable or permanent. And that's a lot. But what's left after we let go is all of the things that we are, that unnameable, kind of unfathomable self. Take another breath in, and as you exhale, slowly, sweetly walk the hands forward. Come out of your knees. We'll take the feet over to one side and come back onto the sitting bones. And just extend your legs forward once again. And now hands come back behind you. Turn your fingers back this time. And we'll wave the feet from side to side. So that same internal, external rotation with your femurs. Only now in a different position. You're going to lift open the front of the heart as you press your feet forward. Spread your toes nice and wide. And as you exhale, squeeze your toes as tightly in as you can. Do that again. Inhale, spread the toes. Maybe wiggle them out. Exhale, squeeze in. And then one more time like that on your inhale. Spread the toes. Exhale and squeeze them in. Good. And then release. Just flex through your feet. Lift open your heart again. Inhale and exhale. And then come out of your hands and lower yourself all the way down onto the ground. Keep your bolster in a block nearby as you lower all the way to the floor. And however you want to get to the earth is fine. And just let everything relax on the ground. Take a breath in and a breath out. Bend your knees and place your feet to the earth underneath your knees. And then give a little gentle sway from side to side. Remember, same thing, you can go all the way over, you could go a little bit over. Up to you. And take another inhale, another exhale, bring your knees back to center. And then bring them into the chest. Take them out to the side, flex the soles of the feet to the ceiling. Reach up and capture the outsides of the feet with your hands. So dead bug pose. Yeah, and then you can like rock from side to side if you want. Draw one knee toward the earth and then the other. And then eventually just bring yourself to center and hold steady. Lengthen through your spine. Drive your knees towards the floor. Send the tailbone toward the earth. Take another inhale and another exhale. And gently bring your knees back into the chest, and as you exhale, come down onto the ground into Shavasana. So place your bolster however you had it before, maybe underneath, or really whatever. If you want to try the other variation, if you want to elevate your ankles, or place the bolster behind the backs of the knees. Right, or over your blocks. You can do the same thing, you can change it up, whatever calls to you, and then just let everything relax onto the floor for a few precious moments. Relaxation, Shavasana. So make any last minute or last little fidgets and wiggles and adjustments. And then let yourself just relax onto the floor here. Feel your jaw release. Let your body get heavy on the earth. Move your attention to the spaces between your thoughts.
So bring awareness back to your physical body. Slowly allow your breath to deepen. Gradually move the fingers and toes. You can run the thumb along the tip of the fingers or wiggle your toes a little bit. Reach your arms then up and overhead and stretch all the way from fingers to toes. And then eventually bring your knees to your chest and give yourself a great big hug. Take a moment to just extend some gratitude to yourself for creating the time and space to be here, for coming to your mat on this beautiful day. You can roll to the right or the left, and whenever you're ready, we'll come up to a comfortable seated position. And we'll take a moment just to seal up our practice. So, hands can rest to the knees, palms up or down, thumb and first finger together. As you come back into seated, we're going to seal our practice with a little bit of pranayama. We're going to do square breath to seal up our practice. So this is very simple. You inhale for a count of 4, pause for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 4, and pause the breath out for a count of 4. Do it together 4 times. Okay, take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then begin. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. And pause. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. And pause. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. And pause. Last one. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. And pause. And just breathe in and out. Bring your hands together at the center of the heart. Take a moment to recall the intention you stated at the heart center. The dedication here, the intention in the mind's eye, and the hands to the third eye for a moment. And then take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, return the hands to the heart, and we'll seal with a chant of Om. Inhale. As you exhale, bow the chin to the chest, to the place that is always steady within, the light beyond all sorrow, held the Hridayam, the light in me that honors the light in you, and the teacher that guides our way. You know, the light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you all so much for being here this afternoon. Have a beautiful rest of your evening and take good care. See you next time.